In this video, I'm going to take a few minutes to discuss the mobile work cart that I just made for my MFT. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Jason with Ben's Woodworking. And in today's video, I just want to take a few minutes to kind of give you an overview, much like I did with my assembly table build, on the new Festool MFT mobile cart that I built for my shop. So as you can see, I built this cart to basically match the assembly table that I built. And if you haven't seen the assembly table yet, I'll go ahead and leave a link up here in the corner so you can check that out as well. The approach that I use for the assembly is basically the same as I used on the assembly table, and really just trying to follow the exact same style with this piece, so now the two pieces match. And I wanted to do that, one, so I would have matching pieces, and two, because this is actually built to be used in conjunction with my assembly table. What I mean by used in conjunction with is I designed this specifically to be able to be used in addition to my assembly table. So what I ended up doing is I made this whole piece just slightly higher than my assembly table, and I made it mobile. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I really wanted to start using the MFT more, but moving it with the legs down just became kind of a pain. So I wanted to have one piece that I could have all of my accessories in, and I could just roll this around the shop and use it at my assembly table. And so the benefit of having this just slightly higher is that I can now use my assembly table as an in-feed or an out-feed support while using my MFT. To show you exactly what I mean, I'll go ahead and demonstrate it here in the video. So if I need an in-feed support, I can slide my MFT over to my assembly table, and now I have my assembly table itself being able to support a longer workpiece. Let's say if I was working on a bookcase and I had maybe a narrow piece, but it was very long, and I wanted to cut it, and it was over the capabilities of my miter saw, I can simply put it on here, slide it over in place, lock it down in place, and cut it. And then the other great thing is if I want it to be an outfeed support, now all I have to do is turn it around this way, and now I have an outfeed support as well. Obviously, I would also be able to use this on the end of my assembly table where I actually have plenty of space in the event that I needed to support a very long piece of wood. I'll go ahead and bring you in a little bit closer here just so you can kind of see how I have everything set up. So the first thing is I do have the Festool Vac Sys, and I have made it so it has the ability to slide left and right, and the face frame itself will not interfere with it in any way. Right below that, I recently upgraded to the TS75 track saw, and since this is their tallest sustainer, I figured that it would be just enough space to clear this in the event that I needed to pull it out, and it worked out really good. An upgrade that I would like to make in the future to this, now that I have it all assembled, is possibly building a shelf that will go right here, which will house the heads that you can purchase for the Vac Sys. One of the biggest reasons I wanted to make this is because I have my Festool CT Midi down here in the bottom, and then I also have to house the pump and the foot lever for the Vac Sys itself. And so what ended up happening is anytime I wanted to move the table itself, I had to drag all this stuff with it. Well, now everything is housed in one location, and I can move it, and it keeps all the cords in the back, as you see, and it just keeps everything a lot nicer and a lot neater, and I don't have a lot of cables laying out all over the place. I have my CT Midi back in the corner. I can take that out anytime I want to use it around the shop if need be. I also have the pump itself. I wanted to make sure that the pump was facing forward so I can go ahead and access my power switch very easily. And then I had an idea of I want my release lever for the Vac Sys to go ahead and be where I can comfortably reach down and use my hand and to press it, and therefore allowing whatever workpiece to be released. For the construction of the face frame, I decided to use walnut again to match my current assembly table and some of the other things that I've been doing with my shop. For the mobility of this cart, I did use 3-inch locking casters that you can purchase at any home store. I got these from Home Depot, and they cost about $9 a piece, but they work really, really, really well. And when you lock them in place, they're really locked. The top I did very similar. I did not use a torsion box style, but I did use the black laminate with the walnut trim around the outside, again to match the assembly table. Currently the ends are just open, but something that I will be doing is purchasing one of those large squares that will mount directly on the side of the MFT that allows setting up the MFT a lot easier and ensures that your track and your fence is square. And on this end, I will be creating a bracket that will house my TS 75 or 55 in between cuts. Lastly, I want to point out a couple of things that I did with the back. One being I kept one slot open as you see here. The reason I did that is because I can run my hose through the back. I can also run my cables through the back, but this is now a clear pathway for my hose in the event that I want to run it from the back forward and there's nothing stopping it from moving around freely. The other thing that I added was a piece that came with one of my vacuums, and I believe it's to either hold a hose or a cable. Anyways, I had it laying around, so I put it on here, and I have my 2 cords for not only my Vac Sys, but also the vacuum itself, and I can just wrap these up. I can move it to wherever I need to move it to, and I just don't have the cords laying on the ground. So that pretty much wraps it up, everybody. The whole purpose of this video is just for me to kind of share my ideas on what I was thinking with this project, and really hopefully just inspire you. If you have an MFT and you've been thinking about making a cart, it's really just to give you some ideas, and I'll let you know later on if you have any questions about how I like it, what works, what doesn't work. Feel free to shoot me a message and ask me. I'd be happy to tell you. But this is kind of what I came up with after looking online at a bunch of different ideas, and there are some really awesome, intricate ideas on MFT carts. For me, I just needed something very simple, and I liked the overall design of the assembly table, so I went ahead and matched that. If you have questions about this project or anything else, something you saw in my shop or another video, leave it in the comments section down below, or go over to Instagram @BentsWoodworking. Find me on there, give me a follow, and you can send me a DM anytime, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys might have. Thank you everyone for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.